Hello, Virgo. Welcome to your reading, and welcome to my channel. Um, I'm not intuitive, I'm not psychic, but I do kind of have this particular interest in cards. And as you can see, I have a collection growing. I've been reading for a long time. My interest in this was when I was young. It was frowned upon, but I kept with it. Alright, so moving forward, I'm gonna have 6 spreads. It's gonna be a long video. I should have everything timestamped eventually in the future, and then moving forward, it's gonna be. Oh, and what I do work with is like the whole chaos, random, chance, luck, and all that. Like that's what I believe works with the card more than anything else, and I think it's much safer than in any other way. And so one's going to be about finance, romance, circumstance change, which is really like right or wrong, not yes or no. And then that's going to be video 1. And then part 2 is going to be a balance, like where you're at. You'd be like, oh, I'm good, but I'm like, oh, let's see what the cards say, you know. And then we're going to have a layout of unknown stuff that you don't know, or you're like, it doesn't fit, it's just unknown. Don't read into it too much, because then I feel like you might read into it and then something might happen. And then a small past, present, and future. Sorry, I should be speaking louder. A small past, present, and future read. Sorry if you have to lower the volume. And then also clarifications. Who doesn't love to be clarified? And I'm not kind of the readers where they'll tell you anything can mean anything, anywhere, anytime, at any place, however, you know, like it can't be that way. It just can't, personally. Like it has to be kind of, it can't be too concise, because it's a general read. This is a general read. I'm not doing personal, but the more concise it is, the more personal it is. And I may do like one spread where I go really in depth into, but for everybody, but not in this read, because there's 6 reads. And pretty in depth too. Hopefully it doesn't turn out to be a long video, and I have to raise my volume again. All right, so let's start with finances. I already pre-shuffled all the decks off video beforehand. I'll do one quick shuffle, and we'll go from there. So this is finances. We'll see. I don't really do the whole like Aries, Virgo, no, because there's from reads where they'll say the entire zodiac. I see everybody here. I'm like, well, that doesn't tell me anything. More, it'll be like presence. I'll try to read abstractly. We'll see how, because again, it depends how you like to read your cards. I believe you should invest a little time in reading, knowing what card means what. You don't have to learn the dipping means. Just know what it generally means. Oh, okay, that's what. And if the cards don't flip out, jump out, or come out, I'll pull them. So there. Okay. So you got the Hermit, and there we go. The Hermit in your core, your main focus. Whatever is going on in your life, you feel like you have to do it alone. You have to go it alone. We'll clarify if you want this or if you don't want this. But I think you're seeing yourself kind of lonely. By choice, I don't know. And then you got the King of Cups on your mind. This can mean you're either thinking with your heart, or you should make a decision with your heart. But that's on your mind. You're thinking that, like, oh, should I let my feelings and emotions, should they play a part? Should they be a part of the discussion? Should I think emotionally about this? All right. And what's closest to you is the Six of Swords. The Six of Swords is walking away, moving away, calmer seas. Like it's not the light at the end of the tunnel, but you're moving away to a better place. You're not where you're at, and you're on the move. You're going somewhere better. That's what's closest to you. I don't know if that's a choice you have to make, or you're doing it, whether it's upon you, or what. It's for you to interpret that. We'll clarify what connects to this. And the Hanged Man, a little further away. A little further away, you're not gonna. You're. It's not that you don't know or what's going on. It's just you're not entirely sure what direction you're like. Okay, I know, but I'm not sure where I want to go with what I know, what I have. You're more. This is showing you more like air, more mental. It's all in your mind. Money wise, it's all intertwined with your mind. And then, I'm sorry, your foundation is the 10 of Wands. Okay, I'm not laughing at you, just laughing at like how they come out. So your foundation is okay. Different ways to interpret. You've worked so hard to get where you're at. The work you've done has taken you where you're at right now. And you know it. Like that's where you're you've worked so hard on what you're doing that you're thinking like, hey, should I involve my emotions a little more with my decision making? Because you can either walk away or just be kind of stuck. And your foundation is just like the other way to read this. Like as much as I want to say, I also don't want anybody to catastrophize. I think I'm saying right. Is to say like, well, yeah, things can get worse before they. Then we'll clarify why. We'll clarify. See, they can mean a lot. So with that clarification, because there's some readers who just go off on a huge story with just one card, and I just can't do that. All right. Wow. Okay. The world is clarifying the Hermit. Wow. Okay. You want like if this is involving the bigger picture, and you're saying, you know what, I'm better off alone. I'm better off alone. And that could very well be the situation. This one flipped out, and it came out, but the 10 of Swords and the King of Cups. See, okay, things ended. Why it doesn't say. We can clarify it a little later. But I'm thinking something ended, or you're a little more different. Something ended with somebody, if it's relating to a person. If not, it could be you've been screwed over by thinking with your head and you're not sure, or you're thinking too much with your head. I mean, with your emotions, you're thinking too much with your emotions, and you're not sure what to do. It's more like a trust my heart or my mind. Be logical or reasonable, you know? And then you have the Queen of Swords, clarifying the Six of Swords. Wow. And again, if you're reading it for a person, you're moving away or you're moving towards somebody with sharp mind, very curt, like basically what the Queen of Swords represents, you know. um, or you're moving away to be that particular way. You know? Wow. Okay, and yeah, the Seven of Cups, clarifying the Hanged Man. There you go. Yeah, you have you don't know what to do. Like in the bigger picture, you're like, I should be alone. But everything else, you're like, oh, well, you know, I don't want to end it, or I could end it, or it's already ended with somebody mature and emotional, masculine traits and character. Or you can move away and walk away, being or not being feminine characteristics and traits. Or you're moving towards being it. And then over here, you're not spoiled for choice, but you don't know what to do because of all the decisions you have to do. Everything that you know, you have so many options in regards to your finance. Way ahead. That's what you're not too sure about. Close in your immediate, not even in your immediate kind of situation. You're closer. It's something in regards to Queen of Swords. So these 10 of Wands, clarifying. The 8 of Cups. Huh. I wonder what that means. I mean, what came to mind is like you're tired of walking away, or you're walking away because you're tired. So you're going. I think you're going from like options that are tried and true, and they already know what's going to happen because it ever happened before, or you don't know what to do because of the options that are presented to you, and your foundation, you're like, I've either walked away too many times, or like you're tired of walking away, or you're just walking away because you're tired. There you go. And then we'll clarify that before a little more. Just see what it says. 8 of Pentacles. That's really good. 8 of Pentacles. So you're gonna want to do it alone, because it's like you're thinking of the bigger picture, and you're very prudent about it. You're going about it like working really diligently, working on it. You're doing what you have to do alone. You're doing like all the work that you have to do alone. Your mind is emotionally, and you're not sure if that's a good thing. You're walking away from a certain situation almost immediately, and then you don't know what to do because of the choices you're going to have in the future. All this regards to your finance, and either you're walking away because it's too hard, or too much work, or you're just tired of walking away. However you want it to, however that works. I recommend you learn a little of the tarot so you yourself can help decipher what card. I'm just throwing them down for you, and you can interpret it. And this is what I'm interpreting them from. So at the bottom of the deck, though, you got the Lovers. There you go. The Lovers. So this is in regards to somebody I think you're connected with. Who, it doesn't say particularly, it's just telling you where your mind's at, what's closest to you, what's farther, what's your foundation, and what's really on the inside. So overall, somebody you're connected with, really. And then this is the Romance Oracle deck. I think we all know it. I'm going to do mind, voice, heart, gut, and body. And I keep forgetting her. Once I really get into what I'm trying to say, I forget about my voice. I'm sorry. And we'll interpret this romantically on the self kind of situation. I'm shuffled. What's on your mind romantically? wedding. This situation involves marriage. So you want to get married. That's what you want. That's what's on your mind. But who doesn't, right? And then again, being a Virgo, Earth, that's stability, that's what they say in marriage mature, but I think that's applicable to everybody. But more so to Earth signs, right? Ooh, okay. But your voice, codependency, addictions are affecting your life. I like to read more of the top heading than the little snippet of information on the bottom, but we'll see. Codependency in your voice, like what you have to say. How can I explain that? Codependency. Don't like work through it. I think you have that. No, there you go. Admit it to yourself that you're codependent. That's something anybody who's been codependent, including myself, not to be codependent. In whatever shape or form, I think it depends on you, because this is really you. I'm not telling you with somebody else that you're connected. This is what you want. This is what you're like, I already know that. I'm like, well, it does, but this is what you're bringing to offer to that other person, kind of situation. And they're gonna decide for you. Like, this is what you want, right? They're gonna be like, what? I'm sorry. I get what you're saying. New love, a new person that has stirred your romantic feelings. See, because if I read it for a person, oh, there you go. I have to leave it that general. I keep forgetting. I have to leave it that general, because otherwise, it gets too into detail and just stops making sense for everybody. And so that's the best way to do it. Or you have to voice the other person's codependency. There you go. Like, see, the opposite of what I said. Not just you have to admit you're codependent. You have to tell the other person that they're codependent. That you feel like codependent. Either you have to tell them that you are, or that they are codependent. You have to voice it. Why? Because in your heart, new love. That's why I like the headings. The first heading is a little more than the body. Because I'm like, new love. So you feel not that a new person, but a person. It could definitely be like, take the cards literally what they mean. That's what they're there for. But the way I'm interpreting it to this spread, it means you definitely feel that there's a new beginning, possibly a new chance, something you didn't see before, but that sparked it all over again. It could, and you're calling in your soulmate. Your prayers, affirmations, and visualizations help bring you two together. You together. Sorry. That's in your gut. Okay. If you're not with anybody, calling in your soulmate, like if you believe in that, it's like you gotta have faith that that's coming, and if you already have that, you realize why you're with who you are in your gut, and that's what you want also, like. And you want somebody that wants that too. You want somebody that has your same belief. We all kind of want the same beliefs. Usually, not always. It doesn't have to work that way. But we want somebody that's like, oh, you're my soulmate, I'm your soulmate kind of situation. And that's how you're going to know what you're going to know. However that plays out. All right, so physical. This could be the one. You've already met the romantic partner you seek. What? That's my cat. Okay, so this could be the one, you're with the romantic partner you seek. Okay, see, I have to read this card that applies to everybody, generally, so I can't mean to the people that don't have, or have it, So that's the kind of feeling you want to experience, basically. Like, this could be the one, like, where you, and I'm not saying, like, not just, like, physically romantic, I'm just talking about, like, in every area of your life, like, to the one where you can be best friends, emotionally available, like equally, and meet yourself each other at the same level of intellect, like equal give and take and all that. That's what you want, like physically speaking. everything that relates to the physical. And then at the bottom of the deck is playfulness. To recapture romance, allow your inner soul, youthful spirit of fun to shine. Bottom of the deck. I think that was pretty self-explanatory. We're pretty good right there. So again, mind, body, heart, and physical. Now we go to circumstance. And this one takes me a little longer than all the other ones, but I think it's kind of worth it. But I'll throw them down. All right, so it's gonna be right, wrong, and then we'll clarify. Woo! Wow. Okay, you got the death card for wrong. So whatever you're doing, you did major situations happening because of it. And then you got the 5. I don't read this reverse. You got the 5 of Wands. And it's like, yes. So, if I'm not mistaken, let's see if I can remember that one. 5 was dang, I forgot what 5 was. I'm so sorry. Give me one second. I'm just having a brain fart right now. I just can't believe it right now. I was right. I just couldn't have it. I had it in my mind, but I didn't trust myself. Competition, like you're gonna have to really work hard because there's more people trying to be right, whatever the situation. If you're wrong, not watch out, but we'll see what this refers to. It's not death and change, it's just massive change. It's not like endings or nothing will massive change. If it is, it'll come out when we clarify. And you got the 5 of Cups, clarifying death. Wow. You really feel like you kind of like you could have avoided it, but we don't know for sure. We'll clarify. Go. All right. So you got. Sorry about that. The 7 of Wands and Justice, clarifying the 5 of Wands. They both came out, so after I'm almost done. Oh man. Okay. Regardless of wherever they came out. That's very informative. You're gonna have to hold. Okay, so on top of it being, it's very clear. On top of it being kind of like a competition to be, to see who's right and who's wrong, you're gonna have to fight for it a lot. Wow. Okay. And then you got the King of Wands and the Star that came out. Somebody else, I forgot who would get 2 cards on clarifying their cards. So right there, if you're right, hopefully, because this is there, you're hopeful that something is finished, ruined, or anything, or finished with this King of Wands. Just hopeful that he's still there, or you're hopeful that okay, that's better yet, if it pertains to you, you're hopeful that image that you have isn't ruined, of being like very passionate, very fiery, and and mature. And then you have the Ace of Wands, clarifying death. You're gonna have to have a lot of strength, to say you're wrong. I'm not saying you are, but having trouble saying um, that you're wrong kind of situation would be have the strength to say that. But we'll see right now. Because you feel like it could have been avoided. You feel that way, but alright, and then you have the Two of Wands for that middle way. You know, that way that we don't see, that we can't see, and that benefits all involved. And then we'll clarify right now. What does this entail? But yeah, plans. Start the plans for the Fool. Wow, okay. Either this can mean you're inexperienced or take a risk. Let's see. I think it'll tell us what particularly to the choice in between. Ten of Swords. Wow. Okay. You have to take a risk because it involves change. Great change. It was a death. Endings right here with the Ten of Swords. Ending to mental. Something in your mind. Something you're thinking about. We'll find out right now. Alright, well, let's clarify the Five of Cups. Wow. And I think this is in regards to the Queen of Cups. You feel like, I don't know, it could have involved an emotional feminine character or present feminine character presence. Or unfortunately as a result of, oh wow, and the Wheel of Fortune. Wow. Clarifying the Ace of Wands. You feel like you feel like it's ended with this Queen of Cups. It won't, like, I won't clarify anymore because the more deep I go into it, as you saw earlier. That's what it'll. Yeah, you feel like it was a result, or you feel like it's over, but it won't say. And then you have the Ace of Swords, clarifying the Fool. So you're gonna have to be incredibly clear. You're gonna have to have massive amount of clarity. You're gonna have to really think things through, and then cut out whatever you do and you don't want. Wow. Okay, and lastly, the World. Clarifying the Ten of Cups. Okay, so all right. These are very clear. The Ten of Wands in reverse. Wow. Not in reverse. I'm sorry. The Ten of Wands. Can't even think of the term. Sorry, I don't know what I was thinking. I don't think in the I'm not really sure about the whole subconscious and like and wanting to say and believe. Oh, maybe there's something that, or oh, it's right. You can take it that way if you believe into it, and if not, we'll read it the way. So you're gonna if you're right. There's so much competition. You're gonna have to go through a lot. I can't say illegal or anything. It didn't really come out, but I didn't really do. This isn't for anything illegal or anything. I'm not telling you anything like that. But you're gonna have a lot of competition. You have justice on your side, but you're gonna have to not just competition. You're gonna have to hold your own. Like, you're gonna have to fend off yourself against everybody. You're gonna get, with justice on your side, it's gonna be, instead of you fighting everybody on ground level, you're gonna be a little higher for them, a little higher than everybody else, which is really good. And then on the other side, you're kind of hopeful that you're hopeful that your image hasn't been messed up, hopefully, or you're hopeful that something happens with this masculine presence, right? And so, and this over here, something's gonna change. Drastically, and I'm thinking this is in regards to a feminine presence that's emotional, but the whole thing is, like, if you have to be incredibly, for the lack of a better word, you have to make it seem like you learned your lesson. Like, not lesson, but like you're so far beyond anything else. You're just starting off that you're willing to say, I messed up. I apologize. I didn't do it right. Why? Because the Wheel of Fortune is coming up. I don't know what that Wheel of Fortune means, but if you do that, if you're not just like saying, "Oh, I'm sorry," no, you're like, like it's my fault, and address why the situation happened, and you're saying you're wrong. It might, it doesn't say, but if you do that, that's on a little further ahead. It might not be so bad with the Queen of Cups, whatever that represents for you. And then in the middle way, that way that benefits everybody, and it's a little harder to see, but it's totally different. You have to choose between two situations, I believe. You have to either take a risk and be completely clear and like understanding and really know what you got to know, or close off or finish something that you're doing in your mind because the bigger picture is involved, or because the bigger picture involved and you're seeing everything. That's not going to be the greatest situation. And this is not you being right or wrong. This is you having to choose, taking a risk and being really, really good on the short run, or longer. That you're going to see that stuff has ended, but it's involved the bigger picture. It's involving the bigger picture. All right. Oh man, I hope I hit the bells on your cards. I don't think I did. I'm terribly sorry. All right, we'll do it for we did it now. We'll get that done for your second card. Terribly sorry. I'm still getting the kinks. I'm still getting the hang of everything. It's a lot to take in, a lot to do, understand, and then also the presence of the camera being in. I'll get there. I'll get there. I'm terribly sorry. So thank you. Get ready for part 2.